Old friends reunited. What memories these men have given us over 40 years in Sheffield. Last night, champions past and present came together to remember and celebrate in this most iconic venue in the sport, at the Crucible Theatre. Good morning. We are about to get this Betfred World Championship underway for real. Mark Selby, the defending champion, is about to walk out here, leading the gang of 32 in another quest for Crucible glory. But even before a ball was potted last night, as you saw, this 40th anniversary event in the Crucible kicked off in fine style.
Thanks, whoever thought this up. This is great. Okay. No, Ronnie, you know what to do.
When we met up, it was fantastic. He put his hand out to me to shake hands, and I disregarded his hand, and I just gave him a hug like this.
I enjoy it more now than I did when I was younger, because I feel like I'm a bit more consistent. 17 days of this is fun.
These lovely people are about to sign a document which will keep this great championship here at the Crucible and in the city for another 10 years at the very least.
It's a fantastic tournament. It doesn't matter whether you've been here one time or you've been here 10 times. You still get goosebumps.
And of course, John and Steve were part of that amazing parade of champions, 17 of you last night. And John, what an amazing way to start things off last night, wasn't it?
Absolutely brilliant. I haven't seen a player this morning who hasn't said they really enjoyed themselves. And we were sitting in the chairs looking around the arena, and so much history in this place anyway, but to see all the players who were part of that was fantastic. Peter Ebdon said it was a good job they didn't interview him because he was about to crack up.
Well, I'll tell you what, everybody is in here this morning, 950 seats, all packed for the start of this. And Steve, I think there were two moments that really resonated with the crowd last night. First of all, Barry Hearn mentioning that there'll be 2 wild cards issued to Ken Doherty and Jimmy White. How popular a move was that, did you sense?
Well, the round of applause in the room, I think, told its own story. But Jimmy White and Ken Doherty, how much they've given to the game of snooker. They're not finished with the game. They don't want to retire. So that extra extension of two more years perhaps gives them a chance to bow out in style, or perhaps get back on the main tour. You never know. You never know. They're both going to take up the option, we understand. And the other moment, John, that signing of the document, so important. Many other cities were in for this championship. They wanted it. They knew how good it was. A very important statement last night.
Yeah, there's always been uncertainty, hasn't there, whether it's going to stay here or go or move abroad or whatever. So it's fantastic to get it signed. We know we're here for the next 10 years. It's an iconic venue, and this is where the World Championship should be played. Absolutely.
So we've got 17 days, a possible, what, 705 frames to play before someone lifts that trophy on the 1st of May. It stretches into the distance. And these are the 32 who are in it to win it this time. Mark Selby goes for title number 3. Fearless Fergal O'Brien isn't phased. 1 Welshman in the draw this year, Ryan Day, up against one of 6 from China, Zhao Guodong. Neil Robertson faces the lowest ranked here, Lopon Sankam. The superb Marco Fu takes on Belgium's Luca Brissell. Yan Bingtao, born in 2000, against Sean Murphy. Ronnie O'Sullivan's 25th campaign against the debutant Gary Wilson. Liang Wenbo up against Stuart Carrington, who knocked out Mark Williams. Last year's runner-up Ding Junhui meets 19-year-old new boy Zhou Liulong. Battle of the ex-champions, Bingham against Ebdon. The impressive Kyron Wilson facing Yorkshire's David Grace. Northern Ireland's world number 11 Mark Allen against Bexhill's 39 Jimmy Robertson. Four-time champ John Higgins against Martin Gould. Finalist here 4 years ago, Barry Hawkins takes on Leicester's Tom Ford. Bruise over of a tie, this one, Ali Carter against Graham Dott. As is this, it's McGill against Maguire, both from Glasgow. Whilst the pre-event favourite Judd Trump against Rory McLeod on Tuesday. And interesting that amongst the 5 newcomers this year, we have a man who was born and becomes the first player born in the 21st century, Yan Bingtao. It makes you feel a bit decrepit now, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, Yan Bingtao doesn't even remember who I used to be. But just, you know, the standard improves and the players get on, Cameron, it's just a new breed.
But amongst the qualifiers, you got fearless Fergal O'Brien, 45 years of age, and he set a world record to be here with us. Just remind us, John.
He came through a final frame decider in 2 hours, 3 minutes and 41 seconds. I worked out last night, I could have watched the break-off in Liverpool and seen the handshake in Carlisle. But the best quote was from Fergal himself. He said, "It took me 7 years to get here. I figured another 2 hours wasn't going to make any difference."
Absolutely. Well, he's scraped himself here, that's for sure, and he'll be out very shortly. But, you know, the qualifiers have removed a large number of bigger-name players. There's no Mark Williams for the first time in, 20-odd years. Masters runner-up Joe Perry. Event winners this season, Mark King, Anthony Hamilton. The list goes on. And, you know, Steve, of the 9 qualifiers of the 16, I believe that 9 of them are ranked 40 in the world or above. What's that telling us these days?
Well, I think it shows you that the standard is tough, but that qualifying section down at Ponds Forge is a total bun fight and a tournament within the tournament. And to get through it, the relief on the players' faces, but the top quality players are getting to the stage where they're all getting bunched up. So I don't think you never know exactly who's going to come through that period. And there's perhaps 20 or 30 players who could be in the field for these 16 places.
And we've seen that the qualifiers can go a long way. Alan McManus, of course, getting to semi-finals last year. But the favourites this time, the bookmakers make Trump and Selby joint favourites, John.
Yeah, they do indeed. They're talking about the bottom half being the easier half. There's no such thing at the Crucible. That's very competitive in the bottom half of it. Unusually, not to see Ronnie O'Sullivan, the favourite for the World Champions. He's 11-2 best price. There'll be a few people be punting on him this week, and if he turns up with his A game, that might prove to be a big price.
Yeah, it might be a liberating thing for Ronnie. You just never know. OK, but we know that regardless of how the next 2 weeks go, Mark Selby will be ending the season as the world number 1 for the 6th time. We really are in the Selby era, and he's getting the hang of this place with 2 wins in the last 3 years.
Walking down them steps at the night session into that final, playing Ding, knowing I'm on the verge of sort of a little bit of history, being like one of only a few players to have won it more than once. So yeah, very exciting, and looking forward to it again this year. Obviously I come here with not that much expectation because I thought my form's not great, so he doesn't really know what to expect, so you just come here and relax and play. And on the other side of the coin, as far as the pressure goes, I put a lot of pressure on myself anyway, because I know if I play like I'm capable of playing, I know what I can achieve. And if I'm not achieving that, then I'm quite hard on myself. So that's where the pressure comes on, really, not from the pressure of the occasion.
Mark Selby, for the 2nd time, lifts the world title, and he becomes the Betfred World Champion for 2016.
To win it just once is a great achievement. To win it twice is something unbelievable, really. And to think that I was going to do that at the start of my career, I just have to sometimes sit there and pinch myself, because to win a tournament this special in today's standard is very, very difficult to win. Because obviously I know what to expect now. Before walking out there as defending champion, didn't really know what it was going to be. I had the Crucible curse against me. Nobody's ever retained it. So all that's sort of gone out the window now. I'm coming here this year, playing really well, so I can just go out there and enjoy it and give it my best shot.
Mark Selby must be absolutely delighted. He lifts the UK title for 2016.
To win that for the 2nd time, beating Ronnie in the final, obviously gave me a huge confidence, and then I seem to just kick on from there, really. So yeah, I mean, working hard on the practice table still as always, which always helps. So just like believing in yourself and just going out there and being confident. Fergal's a great player, been here many times, so he understands the occasion, knows what you have to do out there to achieve, and he's obviously achieved some great things in his career as well, and a great player, tough competitor, and really hard to beat.
He sure is, and it's welcome back to Mark's opponent today, 45-year-old former world number 9 Fergal, who returns after a 7-year wait and surviving 2 final frame deciders in the qualifying rounds, including that incredible, rather mind-numbing 2 hours and 3 seconds decider against Dave Gilbert on Wednesday night / Thursday morning.
We had that epic frame, and after about 20 minutes, half an hour, the balls went scrappy and safe, and a lot of really good safety, even though obviously it dragged on. And then, of course, the fact that you know what's at stake, it tends to loom large, and you get very, on my part, I'm probably too cautious, too afraid to make a mistake. And because also in previous years I've lost 10-9 on the pink, 10-9 on the black, and 10-9 on the respotted black. So the fear of losing another close one again was probably pulling my strings, and plus it's so long, you're tired, your concentration's gone, so you're trying to give yourself extra time to maybe try and concentrate, but if anything, you're probably making it worse for yourself, so it just fell over the line, thankfully, in the end. Obviously, when you lose, chances are from punts forward, you're walking nearly by the place to get back to your hotel, and it's so close, literally within touching distance, instead of getting a taxi back home to the airport, to come around the corner and see it's magic. A tough draw, obviously, but also a great occasion. It's a great tradition here in the Crucible. The defending champion comes back first day, Saturday, and plays all day, so it's always a great atmosphere on the Saturday morning, the start of the tournament, so it's something I really look forward to. I think I've been there the first 2 times, but since then it's been pretty poor. I think even the last few times I played, I mightn't have even got a frame. He's beaten me 4-0 a few times, but hopefully over a longer match things will be different.
Well, this is the 7th time that these two have met. Selby holds the aces with 4 wins to 2, and Fergal last beat the world champion 11 years ago. So this match and a little local Glasgow derby between Anthony McGill and Stephen Maguire are the first of 31 all-important matches between now and the 1st of May in the championship. And here comes MC Rob Walker with the first of what are around, 50 sessions he'll be introducing. Lozenges at the ready, Rob.
Thanks, Hazel. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. After an absolutely epic season, we are back at the sport's spiritual home for this 17-day marathon of drama, heartache and glory. This is the Crucible, and this is the 2017 Betfred World Snooker Championship. Please welcome a 5-time ranking event winner who came through qualifying brilliantly to book a 14th consecutive appearance here at the Crucible. Twice he's made the semis. When he's good, he's on fire. Here's Stephen Maguire. And his opponent, a player who thrilled us all with that superb run to the quarters here 2 years ago on his debut. Winning the Indian Open and the Snooker Shootout this season, he's up into the top 16 for the first time. He's back at the Crucible with nerves of steel. Here comes the smiling assassin, Anthony McGill. On table 1, please welcome back a player who last appeared here in 2010. He has secured his 10th Crucible appearance with that record-breaking display of determination, beating Gilbert in the epic 2-hour, 3-minute deciding frame at the qualifiers. So here comes Ireland's marathon man, the fabulous Fergal O'Brien. And finally, here comes a player in absolutely sensational form. This season alone, he's added 4 more majors to his collection. Reigning UK champion, winner of this month's China Open. He's the current world #1. He's the defending world champion. He's the jester from Leicester, Mark Selby!
And we're off. We have live coverage on the Red Button connected TVs and online of the Table 2 match between McGill and Maguire. But for now, we'll watch the opening exchanges featuring the defending champion, Mark Selby, Stephen Hendry, John Virgo. All settled in, I trust?
Certainly are, Hazel. Good morning, everybody. And we're back. Crucible Theatre. Nice warm handshake.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. First frame.
As has already been mentioned about Fergal, boy, did he have to work hard to get here. I suppose, Stephen, apart from your first year, you never had to qualify, did you? Go through those qualifying stages.
No, I didn't. It's a sporting event in its own. Especially that last day, everyone's grasping for them places to get here. As I said, what a struggle Freckles had to get to the Crucible. But what we mustn't forget, John, is how he can play the UK Championship, 5 centuries in a best of 11.
Unbelievable, yeah. I mean, I came through the qualifying stages a couple of times, and not only does it make you match sharp, but in a way you relax when you get to the Crucible. It's like, as you say, it's a tournament of his own. It's like an achievement to be here. So I expect Fergal to play well in this. I mean, I hate that thing that he got nothing to lose, but he can relax. He's here, he's made it, he's playing the world champion.
Yeah, 4 matches I had to play at the Preston Guildhall to qualify. And played Willie Thorne here in the first round.
Yeah, Willie never forgets that, does he?
I think this match, a lot will depend on the way the balls run. If the balls go awkward, like say the black or pink get tied up, and we could have some long frames. But both players will score heavily if the colours remain in the open.
Of course, Mark Selby has really been playing at his best. Won the China Open, as we say when he's introduced. Won the UK Championship. And world #1 by a long way.
Not the most attacking of safety shots from Fergal O'Brien. He does that quite a lot. He rather concentrates more on getting it safe than playing an aggressive shot, but he's up against the king of containment today.
Yeah, I don't think he'll force Mark Selby into making any rash shots.
This is a more attacking shot.
Best of 19, of course, these first round matches. They'll play 9 frames in the first session, and they finish this match tonight with the remaining frames, first to 10. I remember I was reminiscing last night after the 40th anniversary celebration, and I was saying that Patsy Fagan and I, that first morning, we sat in the arena. There was only about 20 or 30 people here. And it was the first place we'd ever played where there was 2 tables in the same room. Played the cross double, got it, and if this cue ball bounces, he's on the black. Perfectly.
Just sit still, please.
Obviously coming into the World Championship in good form on the back of a win in Beijing 2 or 3 weeks ago. Oh.
9.
Well, that was horrendous. So from having a lovely opportunity to score, that kick means end of break. Score 9.
Thank you. Mark Selby, 9.
Well, I hope we're not going to be bogged down with bad contact. You could see it nearly through the red off line. On the upside for Mark, it did go in, but disappointing.
Yeah, you're right, John. It's surprising to see him so early in a frame. You hope it's not going to be one of these tournaments that's going to be affected by that. I remember last year, the first half of this table was horrendous, wasn't it? At this side of the arena.
Yeah, I think it always that first morning, you know, obviously the doors have been open while the table fitters are putting the table up and get a bit of cold air, and then just can change it slightly. It takes maybe a day to settle it down, but well, it looks like he can get through to this red to the left middle. I'm not certain where the cue ball's going to finish. Try to play it in dead weight. Not quite. So, Fergal off the mark, played it nicely, perfect on the blue. Good chance.
This
6.
I'm not sure if this is the red he played for, because this is a thinner cut than it looks on the screen. So I'm going to control the cue ball here. Yeah, it was always running away from him.
7.
Don't think that was the red he played for. I think he played for the red to the left corner.
Yeah, he obviously didn't have as good an angle on the blue as I thought. Can't see him taking the black on, and the pink's risky. And you think if he pots it, he'd run into the blue. Well, looks like he's taking it on. Well, he did take it on. I didn't see a lot of value.
O'Brien,
in it.
7.
I suppose maybe if it had potted it, it'd have kissed the blue the other side. Yeah, he doesn't appear to have left much. Well, possibly this red to the left corner. Not too thick. Oh, good shot. And nicely controlled. Yeah, played that well with the rest and stunned across for the pink into the left middle.
Played the attacking shot.
7.
Possibly didn't hit it as hard as he should have. Possibly opened up, got the pink. And you see, maybe had to create a little bit of an angle. It didn't disturb a lot. Don't think the pink pot's the right corner. So up for a bulk colour here.
Thank you. 8.
Don't know if I agree with that shot. It's possible to land on the colour there, John, did it?
Ooh. Well, if he's going to play it,
Okay. Black ball.
I think ideally you want to play it with a trace aside, don't you? If it's natural to run into the balls, but he just wanted to make certain of the red. Could get the snooker behind the black here.
Fergal O'Brien, 8.
He's done exactly that. So it turned out okay in the end. 10's opening frame.
Yeah, and this is what I was saying at the start of the frame. Obviously, Mark Selby was very unfortunate with that kick when he looked like he could score a few, but now the blacks, well, it's a little bit further off the cushion now, and the pinks, well, it doesn't go to all the pockets, so yeah, we're going to start off with quite a scrappy opening frame. Just trying to line the two reds to the left of the pink. No, he's done that well.
Yep, absolutely inch perfect. Now can Fergal get him back behind the black?
The table seems to have a nice speed. I thought that was going to finish short of the black and leave the red to the right middle, but it just kept on rolling. Dangerous, the red on the right cushion if Mark Selby wants to play the cue ball back and down the black. If he's short, he could leave a red to left middle. I don't think he can get to the right hand side of the cue ball to play the shot. Well, he's aiming low, so possibly. Does he take the double on? No. Oh, this looks a great shot. This is a great shot.
Well, his last 2 visits, the escape from the snooker, he played inch perfect, and same with that safety comes snooker. You're not guaranteed to get this safe here, Fergal. He's in a spot of bother. I'm just looking at the table. I mean, if he tries to nestle on one of these reds that are just below the pink, or in between the pink and black, he could leave one. Is there any value, you think, coming off 2, 3 cushions, playing that red near the port cushion?
Yeah, I was going to say that, John. Got a lot of left-hand side in the cue ball. 2 cushions, the red closest to the yellow pocket.
Yeah.
The other 2 reds are not potable. It's worth a try, I would say. Don't think he even looked at that shot.
No, and he's left this, and it could be very costly.
Mark Selby will want to make sure he takes advantage. He knows that of these chances. He doesn't want to get drawn into long frames, long scrappy frames. As defending champion, playing the first day, You just want to get this first round over and done with as quick as possible.
7. Eight.
Just let that cue ball run away slightly.
14.
Wanted to be straighter on this red. A little bit careless.
He
was able to drop it in and still hold for a baulk colour. He didn't hit that well. That's 2 poor positional shots he's played now.
70.
Yeah, and I don't even think he can get in a colour if he pots this red. Yeah, let's see the path of the cue ball. He may have to take this red along the cushion. Well, he doesn't fancy that one. Just have to make sure the red. Just has to concentrate on the pot here. Guaranteed to be on one of those 2 reds to the same pocket. Even if he misses it, he could cover it if he plays it at a slow pace. Oh, that pulled in a little bit, but it's still gone. You see the pink just in, just tries to pull a little bit to the right-hand side there. Safely in.
$25.
So 25 points the lead. Still needs 3 of these remaining reds.
32.
The reason I say that, I don't see him potting one of the reds near the baulk cushion and coming back up for the pink.
Could try and play a can on those 2 reds here. Well, he's not. He's played to just finish on the red, but that's a poor shot. For him,
38.
That's very poor. Maybe Saturday morning jitters, John?
It certainly looks that way.
Mark Selby, 38.
Well, at least as we always say, if you pot the ball, you get to play the next shot. And he's played that pretty well. It might not be a snooker, but it's going to be difficult for Fergal to get this safe. And 32 points behind. You can't afford to leave Mark another chance. Well, he's trying to come off 2 or 3 cushions here to nestle on the left down one of the 3 reds. Looks a good line, good length, good shot. Much too thick. And I think this red will cut into the middle pocket. Mark, just have a look at the scoreboard. He's going to need red cover red to get to the snooker's required stage, but it looks as though it cuts in. Can he get on the colour? He thinks he got a bounce there off the baulk cushion. But if he's got an angle on the pink, he won't be too disappointed.
Yeah, but again, you're disappointed about this. He's already had a massive kick and now a massive bounce off the cushion.
Seven.
So red from the first frame. Put him 40 ahead.
Mark Selby, 7.
Well, this could be a steal and a half. It's one of those you think you just hit it thin, he's bound to drop, but what a chance for Fergal now to steal this one and put Mark under a bit of pressure. I know it's the first frame in the best of 19, but this would hurt. The only problem, of course, that red tight against the cushion, but I wonder if he's got the angle on the brown to maybe run through and disturb it.
Yeah, and potting the brown puts him 34 behind, so he's going to need a black to win the frame. Look where the black is and where the red is, so let's pot the brown and play a good safety.
Five.
Don't know if he can play this red somewhere near the black. Oh, he hasn't got the angle. Thought he might have
Fergal O'Brien,
tried
5.
to bring the black out with the red there, but he's got the safety shot. He would have liked to have had the snooker.
Yeah, and if the red doesn't run into the pink, I think he'd have had it. I don't think the red passes the pink to go to the right corner, but looks like Mark may be thinking of the left corner here. Only needs the red, remember.
Yeah, it was definitely worth a risk there. As I said, where the black is, it's going to be very difficult for Fergal O'Brien. Not only to pot that black, to get position on the yellow for a clearance.
Much too thick, and that could cost him this first frame. Right in the heart of the pocket, so Mark Selby, a bit shaky in this first frame, but he's won it now.
Yeah, and I think as the favourite and the defending champion, strong favourite to win this match, it's important that he keeps Fergal as long as possible without winning that first frame, because that's very important for Fergal O'Brien in this match.
9.
To get a frame under his belt, to relax.
16.
A little bit of an exhibition shot there from Mark, so the frame nicely in the bag and just letting his cue arm
21 in the first
more
frame.
loose, and that's enough. So it took over 25 minutes, but the reigning champion is one frame in front.
And it's no wonder after a fantastic season that the bookmakers make him joint favourite along with Judd Trump. John, we were talking about this. Ronnie O'Sullivan comes in not as a favourite, but not too far off at 5-1. What do you make about the rest of the rankings here? Because Neil Robertson fancied above Ding Junhui, who was last year's runner-up, of course.
Yeah, well, obviously they're looking at what Robertson can produce. He hasn't really done it this season. It's unusual for Neil. He's gone off the boil slightly, but that's not to say he can't find it coming here. Bookmakers have got long memories, Hazel. They know when someone can play properly, and Neil Robertson at 12-1 obviously has a chance here.
Who looks good value on that board? I'm looking at Marco Fu at 20-1, having a fantastic season, got very close last year.
Yeah, couldn't put you off him. Obviously, he's in a very tough section as well. He might have to play Neil Robertson if they come through in the second round, and of course he's in Mark Selby's section as well, so it's not the easiest draw that he's got. But there's no easy draw anyway. I mean, you could pick yourself up and put you anywhere you like in there, and you're not going to find an easy match.
Well, Fergal O'Brien ranked at 500-1 by the bookmakers. He's got a big hurdle to get across here. And guys, as we find ourselves in our beautiful studio here in the Winter Gardens in Sheffield, we'll be reflecting on the rather lovely environment here very shortly. But, you know, Mark Selby's having the best season of his career. He's already won 4 big tournaments in the form of his life coming to Sheffield this time.
Yes, and I think also he's very comfortable around the circuit. You know, I was chatting to him just before he was going out to play. Yeah, he wasn't uptight or anything. He was just enjoying the moment. I think he's in a really good place in his mind as far as playing in tournament play is concerned. And he's tough to beat and shake off. Even when he's behind, he still has that calmness about him.
Okay, well, he came here having won the China Open just last weekend, and in fact, no one has ever managed to take the China Open and the world title. So it's no longer a crucible curse, but again, he's trying to buck the trend of history.
You are such a stato, Hazel.
Back we go.
Yep. But Mark Selby certainly has a chance of proving that stat wrong. But that's a poor break-off shot. Hand on the table here for Fergal. Well, I'd be a little bit disappointed that. He'd have been in the practice room this morning having a go at shots like that and didn't really get that close.
Wasn't the cleanest pot you'll ever see. Pocket swallowed it up. Surprised to see it going off the jaw at that pace. But again, he's in first. As I said earlier about stamping your authority on matches as the favourite, played 9 frames this morning. I'm sure Mark Selby would have a target, someone like maybe 7-2. Maybe even 8-1, but 7-2 lead he'd like going into tonight's session.
7.
Can win these long frame matches in the first session.
electing to play this red just to the left of the pink. It just
12.
clears the pink for both corners, but I'm not certain where the pink will go when it's respotted.
13.
Now, is the pink going to still be in the open?
Well,
it didn't go in either corner pocket now, so it's tied up a little bit. Good angle on the blue now,
20.
imperative. He just about made it.
Yeah, he wants to go for the black, the red that's just below the black, to the right of it, to the left corner. I don't think the red above the black pots anywhere, so he needs to get rid of that red to open the black up. That's well played. That's an excellent position shot.
25.
Coming to see if the black's available to left corner.
$26.
Another well-controlled cannon.
33.
I think possibly now the red above the black will pot to right corner. So this break is developing nicely.
Yeah, as you can see, the red just right of the black will go in this pocket, so
34.
nice angle on the black, just to come off the cushion and play for that red that's now available. As you see, it doesn't go in this pocket. This is the last of the loose reds, so he needs a good angle on the black
41.
here to go into them.
42.
I think he'd be a little bit disappointed with that. Should have left himself more of an angle than this. That is certainly not the angle he was looking for. Careless.
Oh, how well did he hit that? The acceleration on the cue ball here was just
49.
fantastic. Look at the pace pickup. There was a delay of about a couple of seconds there, John, before the screw took effect.
Yeah, he couldn't have struck it any better, but of course he was running into him, and once it's come off the cushion, there's no other pace in it. Can he cut this in? He has done.
50.
It was like the Ministry of Funny Walks there. He was trying to get that cue ball back past the baulk line, but it didn't work. It'd have worked for John Cleese, but not for Mark Selby. Only a safety shot now. I think a little
Green ball.
roll up behind the green, or unless he wants to put the green on a cushion. Well, that's what he's played.
Mark Selby, 50.
And that is just for a bit of insurance should Fergal get an opportunity. So he's got a 50-point lead.
Keep the noise down, please. Thank you.
A little bit disappointed, but as I say, it was a poor positional shot on the black, which, well, basically made the break harder. And that's what's put him back in his seat.
problem with this shot. If Fergal's playing the cue ball back to ball, he's got to get a thick contact on his reds to avoid the green, which is going to obviously open them up. So he needs a good cue ball here. Oh, what a result.
You never thought of that one, did you? Not even a flicker from Fergal.
What do you say, John? There's always a gap.
There's always a gap. You've got to be a little bit careful with this type of shot. You'll be coming thin off the left-hand side of the red as we look. But catch it a bit thick, you can always get the double kiss. He's played it okay, but the problem is with the brown on its spot, the green on the side cushion, there's only the yellow in the balk end to hide behind, so it's very difficult to play a telling safety at the moment. There's a mistake.
Now he could play this with right hand side to go into the 4 reds and pink here from this red. If he misses a can, he's still every chance of being on a colour. No, he's playing it with the left hand side, so he's playing to avoid the middle of the table.
One.
Might have settled for this. Well, the cue ball's just stopped. I thought it was going to land perfect on the blue.
Fergal O'Brien, 1.
Well, I can only assume these 2 reds round about the black spot area must be a plant, because I'm wondering what he played for. Mark's having a look at the... Well, it could be made, I suppose. Can't think of any other reason to play the blue. Mark didn't want to risk it. Where's the cue ball going? Oh! Certainly very awkward cueing here for Fergal. Basically, you've no room to put your hand. You just got to put your fingertips on the pocket, so you can get some backward movement on the cue. Oh well, there was a plant there. One. Well, there was a distance between the cue. He had to hit it absolutely perfect, the first red, and he certainly did. Won't be playing the pot here. Be trying to get the snooker.
Fergal O'Brien.
Yeah, and then potting that plant, he flicked the green into play. So now, if he does get an opportunity, it's a much better one to try and pinch this second frame. Oh, this is good. This is very good. That must have been like a dagger to Fergal O'Brien there, that red going in.
Absolutely. I mean, okay, I'm sure he tried to get the snooker behind the brown, but he thought with the cue ball tight on the baulk cushion there wasn't going to be a lot of danger, but what a good pot that was. So there you see it.
5.
Which means that pot this red and go 54 ahead with just 51 remaining. No.
Mark Selby,
Just decelerated on that one, didn't he?
Yep, definitely. That's what happens. You miss them thin and you don't accelerate through the cue ball. And you see, missed it by a long way. A little bit surprised he didn't play for the plant off the brown there to the right corner, because I think if you get the cue ball sort of straight on it, it's unmissable.
Still in this frame, but he obviously needs the next chance.
I don't know what kind of angle he's got on this red, but whether it's thin enough to avoid the red that's to the right of it and stay on the black.
Chance missed, and that will cost him the frame. Snooker's needed.
1.
Yeah, I know it's only 2-0, but Fergal O'Brien needs to get a frame in the board quickly, I feel.
4.
I said before, just to calm him down, get into this match.
5. $12. 13.
'This is what you create, though, as being the world #1 player
20.
and the defending champion. You can have your opponents on the back foot before you even get to the table.
21.
Every chance they have, there's so much pressure on it. I don't know how many points or frames start that's worth, John, but it's a few.
27.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think if you're going to have a result against a player, you need a good
9.
start. We always say that, but it's true. And Fergal's had the worst start, really. Mark looks a little bit shaky
32.
in the first frame. Understandable. You know, you come here with a big weight of expectation on your shoulders. But he'll be getting a lot calmer now. He's not had to do too much to take these Opening
36.
2 frames.
Mark Selby.
Try to push in with the cue, so that's enough for Fergal. So it's easy peasy at the moment for Mark Selby. He leads 2-0.
And this is a very confident, as you would expect, start from the defending champion. John, you noticed a shot in there which signalled his intentions early on.
Well, it's just a clever little shot. I mean, a lot of players would have just rolled up behind the green, Hayes, and he just decides that what he's going to do instead is just chip the green on the side cushion for safety,
50.
put the white over there, and leave him looking at the pack. So he's got to play a shot where he's going to open the pack, and he's got the insurance of the green safe. So he's thinking straight already, but that's what makes him a tactical player that he is.
Do you feel Selby appreciates that he's going to have to be clinical here against a man who is famous for never giving in? He's got a lot of dig, Fergal O'Brien.
He has, but I don't think really Mark Selby would have been too disappointed with the draw. I think he probably knows what he's going to get from a Fergal O'Brien, and he knows he can probably cope with that. There's nobody can outplay Mark Selby in that department, as Stephen Hendry said earlier. So a good draw, I think, and not necessarily a good draw for Fergal after having a tough... he could have perhaps done with a player who was a little bit more up and down in his form.
OK, but Stephen made a very good point, which we all remember from December, when Fergal was in a match against Barry Hawkins and actually made 5 centuries in a best-of-11 frame. So that was another world record. He's had quite a record-breaking season, hasn't he?
He can play all right, there's no doubt about that, but he's also got to put aside a pretty poor record recently against Mark. He played 6 times, and Fergal won the first 2 times he played, but since then it's been all one-way traffic, and Mark's won 3 of those games to 0, so he's got to put that to the back of his mind.
It's good to see people like Fergal qualifying, though, isn't it? You've got the 17-year-old Yan Bingtao coming through, but it shows the strength and depth within snooker, rather like golf, actually, where you've got the youngsters coming through, but you've still got the capacity for the older fellas, and old is hardly old, is he, but the more experienced players to come through as well.
Exactly. I think as you get older, as long as you keep yourself in relatively good nick, you can play this game. And it is that age-old thing about experience against youth. They both can work. But when it comes to the big stage, the Crucible, it does help to have a little bit of track record here. But Fergal, from his perspective, it may be another ask too much, this particular match. But even so, it establishes himself with plenty of prize money, plenty of ranking points to keep in the game, to keep up there for the future. I think it's still important to qualify for the Crucible.
Yes, and in terms of age and indeed qualifiers, we saw last year Alan McManus, who's into his 40s obviously as well, getting all the way to the semi-finals. And it just shows that people like Fergal, who is in stroke, who's had this great warm-up through the qualifying rounds, they can be dangerous.
Yeah, well, Alan McManus has proved it's possible. You know, so all the players around about the same age are looking at it thinking, well, you know, there's a chance for me.
OK, back we go. Frame 3.
But if he's going to have a chance, he needs to win a frame sooner rather than later. 4 frames, there'll be a mid-session interval. Needs one of the next 2, you would have thought. Just the containing safety. Interesting to see what Mark does here. I was thinking, will he play the red just to the left of the black, just to bring the black into play? And that tells me that he's now looking or feeling a lot more confident. He wants that black in play, available into both corner pockets, so when he gets a chance, he can score heavy. I think there's another thing there, Stephen, isn't it? There's a few players may have played from one of those reds into the left middle of the pot, but with Fergal you almost know what he's going to play, don't you? You know, he's not going to take any undue risks. I don't blame him for that.
Yes, similar to what Steve was saying on that in between frames, that he's in a comfort zone, Mark Selby, in this match. If he was perhaps playing, you know, one of the young Chinese players, he might not know what to expect if they come out firing.
Yeah. But Fergal's game is built around good safety, and of course, as we've mentioned, when he does get on a roll and he gets in amongst the balls, he can score as heavy as anybody. He's having a look at this red. Well, I think he may be playing a containing, but he's not certain to get this safe. This is risky. I think he may have left the red to the left middle. Even the red closest to the cue ball may cut to the left corner. Yeah, and the flick on the yellow didn't affect the position. The cue ball came in and out of baulk, nicely on the green. And with the black available into both corners, good chance.
Four.
You wouldn't mind knowing that one again, though. But played that nice. Was lucky to have that good angle on the red.
$11. Just want to measure that. Okay. 18. $19.
Had to get into the cue ball well there, and he did so to avoid the brown.
24. $25.
Just hasn't got past the blue. Goes without saying, he'll see at the black back in its spot. The red he's looking at playing next. He could play for the black. One cushion or two cushions. got to avoid that red. It's close to the right-hand
30.
side cushion. There, he's seen the path that he wants the cue ball to take. Just stun off 2 cushions up for the black.
$31.
I got into the cue ball a bit more. Thought he'd go the other side of that red. A chance to go for the black here. If he's short of pace, he'll always have the blue as insurance.
36.
Well, it doesn't even look like he played for the black there, which surprises me because he's got the cue power to comfortably screw up there.
Yeah, and also if it had got a nice angle on the black, he could have come off the side cushion into the reds. Not certain what red he can play for here. Forcing an angle to go into the pink, probably. How is he? I'm looking at his body language. Is he on a red?
41.
No, he's not. Let's end a break.
Yeah, he could have played that with topspin off the left-hand side cushion, the black cushion with lots of top and left-hand side, which I think would have been an easier shot. You don't really see that shot played much, John.
No, and as you say, I mean, there's no reason why he couldn't have played it. The thing is, when you're forcing an angle like he was doing there, you just hit a little bit below centre. Rather than stun it, you get a little bit of backspin, because I'm sure he played to run into the pink there. And just got a little bit too much into the cue ball and missed the pink. He's unlucky, in all honesty, not to be on a red, but you can have good luck and bad luck at this game.
Mark Selby,
We all know
41.
that. Needs a good cue ball. Ooh, and boy, has he got one.
Yeah, that's the best shot he's played in this match so far. The 2 reds that's near the right-hand side cushion, very close to a plant to the right corner, but that's very risky. Just hitting the left-hand side jaw, so he won't be looking at that, but he's in a tough situation here. Well, if he comes off the right-hand side cushion just to drop on the red near the pocket, it wouldn't be a bad result to go in off. was a very honest shot there, John, wasn't it, to play it like that? A few players might have been tempted just to drop the cue ball in the pocket off that red.
No names, no pack drill.
Well, I might have.
Of course, Fergal can't leave this red here. He's got to nudge it away from the pocket. Needs a good cue ball, needs it tight on that ball cushion. Oh, where's the red going? Has the black come to his rescue? He's had a quick look. Just shake of the head from Mark. He was lucky there.
Maybe forced into playing the swerve here. Fancy him getting this. Yeah, good shot.
Yeah, just striking down. Right hand side. Don't hit it too hard. You've got to give chance for the side to take. And he played it perfectly. Inch perfect on the pink. Should win the frame now.
Yeah, and he played for the pink. He didn't play it just to try and pot the red. Nothing else.
7.
Excellent shot.
Eight.
Worrying times now for Fergal O'Brien.
14. $15.
So just a red needed to go 63
21.
ahead with just 59 remaining.
$22. $28.
There you go, that equates to 3 snookers needed. But there were no way back to the table
29.
now for Fergal. There's one more frame before the mid-session interval. You just feel as though he needs that just to give him some hope.
35. $36.
And there you go. An hour for 3 frames. It took Fergal over 2 hours to play 1 frame in the qualifier, so but unfortunately for Fergal, it's Mark
41.
Selby who's making all the running and scoring all the points. Not quite there.
Mark Selby, 41.
Well, Fergal coming to the table, and I can only assume he just wants a bit of potting practice. Don't blame him, because, as I say, the next frame coming up is a very important one for him.
No, I agree, John.
Yeah.
Over 20 minutes since he's potted the ball. Very important that he gets his hand on the table, gets his cue moving. He'd love to clear up here.
8.
Not great position on the pink. And as Stephen said, he'd like to clear up here. Needs a bounce. He's not going to get it.
14.
Played the double. He'll look at Mark and say
Brian
that's enough
14,
if it's
Frank
okay with you. And
Frank
Mark
Mark
Selby gratefully receives the concession. So Fergal O'Brien 3-0 behind. One more to play before the mid-session interval. Yeah, impressive stats.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
For the world
frame.
#1 and reigning champion.
Thank you,
Mark
quiet,
Selby.
please.
And has made the perfect start.
Thank you. Mark Selby to break.
Interesting thing there, you know, Stephen. As Mark was getting down to break, he noticed that the brown wasn't on its spot. Now, a few years ago, if you played and, say, a ball was put on the wrong spot, it'd be a foul against the player at the table. But they've changed the rule now. The onus is on the referee, so it wouldn't have been called a foul. He just wanted to tell the referee it wasn't quite on its spot. But that rule was changed a few years ago because, well, it wasn't real. I suppose the player should be aware where it is, but he just looked here. He's already lined it up. He's just looking and he's saying to Jan, the brown's not on its spot. Which way does Fergal play this? Keeping it tight, just playing the containing safety. No thought of coming off the main bunch and opening them up.
Yeah, you think he's good at try and do something different. You think Fergal in this match? At the moment, it's pipe and slippers time for Mark Selby. Very comfortable out there. You'll be all day, Fergal, playing them negative safety shots and waiting for a chance, I'm afraid.
No, as it turned out, he'd left a pot on as well. Yeah, you just feel as though Fergal's got to try and make things happen.
He's just in such a difficult situation now at 3-0 down. You know, we're saying play a more aggressive safety shot, but, you know, what if he does that and leaves Mark Selby in? Mark Selby's more relaxed. He'd probably win the frame in one visit, so really tough now for Fergal O'Brien to get into this match.
Yeah, that was half a chance, that red in the middle. He's not left anything, it doesn't appear. That was a kick, and Fergal gets a chance. Dear me, and that stamp from Mark tells you how annoyed he was. There's no way in the world he could have hit this red and cannon the other one, but look at the contact. Jumped in the air, you saw it. And then the stamp.
Yeah, that stamp is because he knows he's got a stranglehold in this match. He doesn't want to give Fergal any easy starters to get into frames. This is such an important chance to take for Fergal O'Brien in this match. Well, if he can get on this red, nice angle in the blue, and get into that pink ball. Split the reds everywhere. We know how he can score when he gets in. Looks to be perfect on the red. Basically put the cue ball wherever he wants for the blue.
And I think that's now going to be the option. He's absolutely perfect. Pot the blue. Try and hit the pink full in the face.
How aggressive is he going to be with this shot? And he hit it well. Just didn't catch the pink full in the face though. The pace was right.
No.
You see, just hits the pink half ball, and you have to be fortunate to be in a red when that happens. Cue ball invariably lands down near this black cushion. He's got a red to the far right corner. He's looking at all the places where it can be safe if he misses a red, but just go for the red 100%, Fergal. I think the minute you start to think about leaving it safe, you miss the pot. Good shot. Good shot.
Yeah, excellent shot. And as you said, Stephen, this is a massive visit now for Fergal. Because through no fault of his own, Mark Selby left this chance with that horrendous kick. He was in control, he was keeping Fergal in his seat. No
70.
plain sailing, and then this safety, as you see, there's no way he could have kissed his second red, but look how the ball jumped in the air and left a nice easy starter.
Fergal O'Brien, 70.
Well, chance missed.
Yeah, he'll be fuming in his chair, Fergal O'Brien, after that. Quite a great red to the green pocket.
One.
And you were said before coming into this match, John, you think the only chance of winning would be if he didn't miss when he got in, Fergal. So difficult, this place, when you go behind in these long matches.
6.
Yeah, and after qualifying as he did, the euphoria of coming to the Crucible, and then he saw the draw playing the defending champion.
7.
You know, it's something you'd really look forward to. And this is not the start he was looking for.
Oh, he absolutely loves snooker, Fergal O'Brien.
14.
So looking forward to him back here at the Crucible.
Now this could be the key shot. The red directly above the black. If he could cannon into that, fullish. But then he might not think, why play a specific red, just go into them firm. Looking at that red now. Just hoping he doesn't make it into a plant for a red to the middle. But if these open nice, frame winning chance. Settle for that. Settle for that.
Yeah, played this perfectly.
22.
Stunned into the red. Couldn't play that at the bottom of the cue ball because he would bring the cue ball back to the black cushion.
23.
Yeah. You would expect this to be 4-0 now. Mark will expect it to be 4-0 now.
Pretty straight, but I think he can just avoid that red that near his cue. Well, he couldn't, but he didn't hit it full, which was the most important thing to avoid.
30.
Still got the red to the right middle. 13-point lead to build on.
$31. $38.
When he played this black, he sort of rubbed his hand along the top cushion, but the thing was, he was concerned he'd go a little bit too far and not beyond this red, so he played it a bit tentatively, but you wouldn't expect him to miss this red to the middle.
$39.
Playing for this red now. The two reds just below the pink, playing for the lowest one into the opposite corner pocket. Once again, underhit it slightly because he's frightened of overhitting it.
46. $47.
Eventually, he's now left himself a tricky black. He's got a 30-point lead. Oh, right in the heart of the pocket. And that's the confidence you get by winning the first 3 frames.
54.
Yeah, so much easier that black than if you're 3-0 down.
55.
This black will put him 45 points in front. So he still needs, well, another red and a colour, and it's not obvious to see where that's going to come from. Good shot needed here. Good effort.
62.
Well, he missed a red similar to this already in this match. Decelerated, missed it thin. Hit the right hand side cushion a long way before the pocket, and see if he can get closer this time. Deliver the cue more positively. Oh, great shot.
63.
Well, maybe he's put so much into the pot, having missed the one before, that he's forgot about position.
Yeah, maybe if the red had gone right in the heart of the pocket, he'd have got that little bit more run on the cue ball. Anyway, he's got a 46-point lead, but there's still 51 remaining. And I don't think he'll be playing the pot here.
Mark Selby, 63.
Couldn't see a way out. Couldn't see a safety, so forced into it.
Eight.
I mean, he won't be thinking of winning the frame at this visit, but he can certainly get right back into it.
Thank you.
Now he's left an angle. He pots the black. He'll be 30 points behind. That's why he's looking at the scoreboard. 30 points behind. So yeah, red, blue, red brown, red pink. Doesn't need a black off the last red. So could be value if he's got the angle to disturb it.
I think he's just looking at potting the black and then playing a safety. I mean, good chance of getting the cue ball in behind the pink, I suppose. Leave the red down this end of the table. And he did have an angle in the end. And now, it's not an easy safety shot.
16.
Yeah, if you're going to play the cannon, get it. And that wasn't the most difficult of cannons.
Yeah, when he looked at it, he was looking at the angle for safety. I thought he was a bit straight in the black, but in the end, it looked an almost perfect angle.
Yeah, okay, he may have had to widen it a little bit, but obviously widen the angle too much. Needs to get this safe. Where's the red going? It's going towards the pocket.
Fergal O'Brien, 60.
And he's not covered it. And Mark Selby only needs the red. Disappointment for Fergal. This red goes in. It's going to be 4-0 at the mid-session interval.
One.
Well, he's had a couple of chances last two frames, Fergal, and not made the most of them. You're always going to get chances. Now you see it, 35 ahead, 27 remaining. 2 snookers to be able to tie.
Mark Selby, 5.
So it should be 4-0. Played this nicely. May just have the snooker, but the problem is at this level, you want to expect Mark to, well, just bending it slightly, touch your left-hand side on the cue ball.
I can't think of too many players I'd dislike trying to get snookers against more than Mark Selby. I think if I was Fergal, I'd get back to the practice table, try and get the cue going for the next session.
I suppose while that green and blue are near the side cushion, if you could get tight behind them, you might cut out the one cushion escape. In an ideal world, you'd like to keep the yellow on the table, just has more colours to snooker behind. Yeah, not playing the pot. Not quite, but as I say, you've got to get tight behind the snookering ball if you're going to force a player at this level to miss. want to come off the ball cushion first here. You wouldn't want to take a chance on trying to clip that thin yellow. And hit the pink by mistake. Most obvious thing you'd think here is try and get the cue ball in behind the black. But he wants to put distance between the cue ball and object ball. And of course get the object ball safe. Well, that wasn't a bad idea, but underhit it by a long way. You just feel if Mark Selby knocks this yellow in, that will be end of frame and off to the dressing room.
Yeah, I suppose you think of one reason for Fergal playing on is to maybe knock Mark out of his rhythm, maybe send, you know, he misses a couple of long pots like that by a long way. He could, you know, knock his cue action out of rhythm.
Right, where the pink is now, I think that'll give Fergal some hope if he's not behind the pink himself here.
I do think his time would be better spent though back in the practice room.
There you get the hubbub of the Crucible Theatre. All things that 40 years ago when we first came here, you never had before. Never had a two-table situation. Anyway, that will be end of this frame. And in fact, Fergal has conceded, has he? No, I thought he had. He disappeared out of my shot there. I couldn't see him. I suppose it's not etiquette to concede when it's your opponent's turn at the table, but I don't think he'll be carrying on after that.
2.
And he's playing it with the extension.
Yeah, 2 in the frame.
And that's a concession,
Mark
so
Selby.
not the start that Fergal O'Brien was looking for, but just the start the defending champion was. He leads at the mid-session interval, 4-0.
Well, an emphatic start by the defending champion. Absolutely pin-sharp and perfect so far.
Yeah, it's comfortable. The boys mentioned it in commentary. It's probably turning out looking like a good draw for him the way it's worked out because he's got a good record with him and he looks full of confidence in winning in China. And Fergal's not really been used to playing in the Crucible. At the moment, it's a bit one-way traffic.
Seems to be. Fun enough, Stephen Hendry, before the championship, was talking about horses for courses and the fact that Mark Selby's stamina, mental stamina more than anything, seems to suit him coming here. He seems to always find a way in terms of B and C game when he has to. When you look at the last couple of times when he's won the championship, he's always had one match along the way. Michael White, then there was Kyron Wilson, when he really had to pull something out of the bag to get through. Seems to have those different gears to go through.
Yes, and also he's got perhaps more departments of standards in different areas than any player we've ever seen.
Yeah.
You know, even John Higgins, we mentioned many occasions, and last night when we were talking about the great players, the great match players, you know, arguably now, Mark Selby is making a case for being the greatest player the game's ever seen.
You think
he
so?
continues along this line. Greatest match player the game's ever seen.
Indeed.
Greatest player you've ever seen is a different ball game.
Yeah, exactly. And you know, I mentioned coming over here to the Winter Gardens that we are in the Selby era. Does it feel like that to you, Nigel?
Well, he's so far clear in the ranking list. He's so far clear in the prize money. It's very difficult to argue with the stats that are there. His game is just tailor-made for this place. It absolutely is, for the length of it. You know, we know he's a course and distance winner on 2 occasions. The long frame matches, absolutely everything about it suits him. He's a snookering chameleon for me, because he can just completely change from being a scoring machine into somebody who's got a B game and a C game that is incredibly difficult to play against. And everything about this tournament suits him.
OK, well, he's certainly proven that so far. Steve?
No, just one point is that people go, oh, the reason why Mark Selby can get back in a match is he's dogged, he slows it down, all these things. He's not, he's granite. He's got plenty of bottle. You don't get back in a match that's going wrong if you haven't got it in yourself to get back in it by giving it everything inside you.
OK, well, these are best of 19 frame first-round matches. In fact, they have another 5 frames to play after their interval. We're going to be changing channel very shortly, but before we do, let's just focus on the match on the other side of the curtain. And it's got the 2 Scots, the 2 Glaswegians, and it's Anthony McGill, 27-year-old, who really has come of age this season, from up-and-comer to multiple world-ranking winner this season, victories in India and the snooker shootout. He's the automatic qualifier this time. The boot is firmly on the other foot, because Stephen Maguire, a former world number 2, has had to come through qualifying, and he well remembers 2 years ago when he was the main man. McGill beat him here on what was McGill's debut in a very sore one, 10-9. So it's a repeat of the match between these 2 old friends, and we're going to join them. It's Maguire who is 2-1 in front here as we go into frame 4. It's been good quality so far, 4 half-centuries, and it's Willie Thorne and Peter Ebdon with us for this one.
One. Three. 5. 8. 12.
2.
Foul, 5.
The first 4
12.
frames have been
Frame,
shared,
Anthony
and
McGill.
that's just about the proper way to finish there. We'll go to the mid-set interval. That's 2-all.
So it's 2-2 at their interval, and that one continues live online for the last 5 frames of the opening session. Red button and online for Selby O'Brien, but we will be back at 1:15 on BBC One to round it all up for you. But it is day 1 in the big Crucible house, and all the housemates are really excited about it, and we hope that you're very excited about it as well in your household. And you know, we are ramping up our coverage like never before, because every single session will be presented live either on BBC One or BBC Two or on the red button. That is our commitment to you. And there's an awful lot of snooker to be played between now and the 1st of May, when that trophy is hoisted aloft by the new champion. And you don't just have to sit on your sofa and watch it. You can watch it any way you like.
There are plenty of ways to enjoy our coverage of this year's World Championship.
John Parrott wins the Embassy World Championship. As well as our extensive coverage on BBC One and BBC Two, we're also on the red button. During the evening sessions, Hazel, Jason and the studio team will be bringing you full coverage. Just press red.
Sheffield and the Crucible Theatre belongs to Ken Doherty.
And you can watch all the live action on the BBC Sport app on your mobile phone, tablet and connected TV.
Radio 5 Live will bring you updates throughout the day.
Stephen Hendry brings a great championship to an end.
There's news features and more on the BBC Sport website.
Steve Davis then continues his tapestry of titles.
And you can join in the conversation via social media.
So I think it's fair to say we are all over it. Are you dug in, boys, already for the next 17 days, Steve?
Yeah, it feels like it's only since last year. We did exactly the same thing, but it's just marvellous to be back.
So quickly, doesn't it?
Massively so, but I absolutely love this. This is a great time to watch snooker.
OK, looking forward to spending the next 17 days in your company and the company of all the team here. We're very much looking forward to it. But don't forget, we'll be back at, 1:15 over on BBC One. We'll be finishing off this opening session, and then we'll be seeing live Ronnie O'Sullivan coming back for his 25th campaign, taking on Wallsend debutant. It's Gary Wilson, who made a 147 to get here. That and Selby versus O'Brien, lots to come on day one here in Sheffield. Catch you soon.